What's up, everybody? Thought I would give a tour of my fish room since we've got some pretty crappy weather in Tennessee and I'm not able to work. And I've been meaning to do a video like this, just haven't had a chance. All right, so I've got 3 tanks in here. This is also my office, and we are on the 2nd floor, which is kind of interesting. Most people say you're pretty crazy for putting something like this on the 2nd floor, but it's a newer house, it's sturdy. So this first tank, it's a Innovative Marine 100 EXT. It's 100 gallons, 4 foot, 2 foot deep, 20 inches tall. It's got their sump. They say the tank itself is like 100 gallons, and the sump they say is like 57 gallons, I believe. But we'll just kind of go through it quick. Some of the corals I have. I am a collector, so a lot of this stuff I've got it like Frag swaps and had to find online and stuff like that. Probably spend more money than I should on this stuff, but it's a hobby and we're all addicted. So actually, let me go over the tank first. So for lighting, it's got 3 Gen 6 blue Ecotech Radions. XR15s. They actually do great on this tank, being that it's only 20 inches deep. It's not super wide, they do great. I did add 2 of the 4 foot AI blades, which are pretty nice. They kind of help a lot with the shadowing. Probably don't need them. They were probably just something that I got, you know, as a necessity because I wanted them, but this tank would be perfectly fine without them. Hydros feeder up there. I think it runs twice a day. Just because, you know, like kind of try to keep everything fat and happy and keep the aggression down because I do have a lot of fish in there. But yeah, let's do fish first. So first fish you're gonna see there is the gold flake angel. Beautiful fish, something I wanted for a long time. I actually added him a couple weeks ago. He's doing great. I did add a Bellis angel at the same time. Bellis angel just came up missing, so I'll try again. But I do also have a pair of these naked clownfish. They're just orange. This little guy, the male, likes to hide in the scotney, which is pretty cool. Everything else is hiding. There is 5 Dispar Anthias in here, which are pretty cool. They really hang out with the chromis a lot. And I was kind of against chromis for a while because they were kind of causing terror, but once I put the Dispar in there, they kind of all get along. Hawkfish, he's pretty cool if you ever had one. You know, they're really cool. They don't really do much. They kind of just hawk around. People say they do go after inverts. I really haven't noticed that. He's been great. Powder blue, can't go wrong with that guy. Just a beautiful fish, one of my favorite fish in the hobby. Does Giardini sailfin tang, Midas blenny, blue hippo tang, gem tang, black tang, magnificent foxfish, yellow chorus wrasse. Over here we've got a mystery wrasse, 2 Bengai cardinals. They actually breed quite a bit, and the one male, he's always holding babies in his mouth. I don't ever see any babies show up, but he tries. If I took it a little bit more seriously, maybe I could isolate him and get him to do something. What else are we missing here? A lot of stuff hides in the back. So it's kind of hard to see, but there is a fairy wrasse back there, kind of hiding out. He usually comes out when he's feeding. There's also a diamond goby back there, flame angel, which a lot of people say they have trouble with those too. He's been great. I haven't had any trouble with him at all. Oh, can't forget this guy either. Blue jaw fish. He is about a month old. He's been pretty good. He hangs out right there. He did jump out on me once, and I thought I lost him, but I put him back in, and this was a couple weeks ago. He's been absolutely fine ever since, so can't complain with that. I do have a pair of yellow watchman gobies and a pistol shrimp. They were hiding under this green star polyp rock, but I think they moved in the back. They made a new home, but they're pretty cool seeing the pair of them. I think that's all the fish. I do plan to add some more fish on my list. I know I'm kind of running out of room here, but we're going to be moving in the next 6 months, so I'll be able to get probably like an 8-foot tank I'm going to order, and then I eventually move all these fish into there. So that's why I'm kind of overstocked right now, because I know I'm going to be getting a bigger tank anyway, and I'm kind of, I guess you could say, a hoarder, collector. As far as corals, so Drossa clam, this I believe is an Aussie wall hammer. That, some more hammers. I got some pretty rare ones. Actually kind of went a little crazy. A guy sold me a bunch of them, like hot mess variants, some tricolor, some grafted ones, some hologram hammers. That is a Holy Grail hammer, I believe. I forget the names of a lot of them. You can just see all the different colors. There's a frog spawn in there, and there's some other cool hammers, some plain ones, but some of these are just really cool. This whole rock here is Zoas. There was a lot more varieties on there, but the kind of utter chaos have kind of taken over a lot of them, and I didn't know that they do that, that they grow that fast. Because when I was new to the hobby, I had a guy kind of rip me off. He sold me one for 80 bucks. I'm like, these things grow so fast, and they're selling them for 80 bucks. But yeah, there was a lot of cool Zoas in there, and the utter chaos kind of overtook a lot of them. This Gani, I think I got it at a frag swap from, what's his name, Gabe there, who does the Reefing USA. Grows great. The thing was literally the size of it was just a small, tiny frag. This is about a year's growth. Pink Gani. There's a purple Gani back there. Forget the name of that one, but it's not a Gani. It's not an alvipora. I forget what they call it. Bernardipora. That thing grows pretty good too, and had I known it grows that well, I probably would have put it somewhere else. A little bit of SPS in here. I believe that's kind of bird's nest. I forget. I have to from TSA. There is another green bird's nest there. I forget if that's a Walt Disney and orange. I believe the one on the right's an orange pasture, and the one on the left is a Walt Disney or home wrecker. I mix them up because they're kind of hard to tell when they're that small. And then over here, I've also got the other. I believe it's either home wrecker or Walt Disney. I mix them up. There's some bird's nest back there. This stylo from, I think it's a blueberry stylo from TSA. It's obviously getting burned by the torches, so it's gonna have to get moved. And if you can see, I do have a lot of torches. Torches are kind of my thing. There's an elegance coral right there, I forgot to mention. Some leathers in the back. I got those on trade when I bought a setup. This guy is a CC 24K torch. I haven't had him that long, maybe like a month or so, but he's kind of always been closed up like that. He's been kind of finicky, to be honest, but does seem to be growing a little bit. This guy here is, I believe, BK Chem Grinch. The one next to it is BK Chem Jolly Rancher. I could be mixing those up. They're so hard to tell apart. This one right here is a Rapunzel torch. To the right of that, I think it's just a gold. But this one here is a what they call a pink tip Holy Grail. They seem to come up quite a bit. This one up top is just a Indo Holy Grail. It's grown very well, can't complain. Down here, got another banana torch. Pretty cool. A lot different color than some of my other ones. This was sold to me as something, but I believe it's a sun god. The one to the right of it is a holy guacamole. This big one here is a Jason Fox 21 tails. That was one little head of frag that I got from him in a frag show not even a year ago, and it's grown that well. All right, and there's also some TCK Master torches here. This is an ASD Holy Grail. Had that from one head as well, growing great. Sun God torch right there, growing great. This one over here was sold to me as a banana torch at a show, but I don't know, it kind of looks like just a plain old Indo Holy Grail to me. Especially if that's supposed to be a banana and that's supposed to be a banana, they're completely different. So I don't know on that. Maybe some of you guys can help me out on that. Oh, forgot to mention the flow on this tank. I am using hydros, so these have the Octopulse 4s, Reef Octopus. They work great. I actually sold my MP40s for them. Very low maintenance. I actually made money because my MP40s, for what I sold them for, I bought these and I still had some money left over. I do run them off Hydro's wave engine. Oh, I did forget a fish too. The pintail ferret, very cool guy, not super expensive. There's a Maxima clam hiding there. Pain in the butt because every time I put him on a rock, he falls. He's just hard to kind of get to do anything you want. Diamond goby does keep the sand clean, which is pretty good. What else do we got here? So yeah, like I said, the whole thing's powered by hydros. I've got a launch, an XP8, a minnow, a Soul, which I currently don't use, the wave engine. This is an adaptive Reef turf scrubber. It's the bigger one. They actually just sent me a new one because it was leaking at the seams here. It was leaking they had like salt creep all down it, and I emailed them and they said it's not normal. So they actually sent me a brand new one, but it grows algae, kind of helps out a lot. I've never really had nitrate issues with this tank, but phosphate is an issue sometimes. So I'm hoping that the algae turf scrubber helps out with that. I've only had it since like Black Friday. Like I said, I kind of had to restart my algae because the last one was leaking. I do also run the AquaWiz on this setup. As you can see, right now it's alkalinity 7.5. Usually it's a lot higher than that. I mean, between 7.5 and 8.5, I'm pretty happy. But the AquaWiz is great for that. Do also have ozone I run on here. It really helps out with keeping the tank clear. I was running carbon, but carbon only lasts like a couple days, so found much better success with the ozone, and I really like it. For the sump, this is the Innovative Marine, their RFS 39 sump, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Not really too happy with it because it's not filter roller friendly. Take off this thing. So as you can see, I do have a Red Sea 1200 in here, and it's kind of a mess, but I did make it work. Because I do also have my Frag system run into this sump. So there's two things going on, which is nice to have one water system, one system to test. You know, the AquaWiz kind of manages a lot of things, but this sump does get pretty busy. So like I said, I've got the Red Sea 1200. This is a Reef Octopus Regal 150 skimmer. This is just an ice cap CO2 dryer thing to help with pH because we have quite a bit of dogs in here, and I did have a line running outside, but like spiders kept getting in it and stuff like that, so I figured I'd try one of these. This media was just changed yesterday, and you can kind of see already it burns through it pretty quick. In the return section, There's a Reef Octopus Varios 8 that runs through the Aqua UV 57, I believe it is, that goes to the main tank. And then in here also there's a pump for the turf scrubber, and there's also a pump that powers the frag tank. This whole system is run on Alpha Reef, so I only need one doser, which is pretty nice. I think currently I dose like 160 ml a day. Every half hour it like splits up. I think it's like 3.7 ml every half hour. Throughout the whole day, it's like 48 times, which is pretty cool. I like to spread it out. The AquaWiz will do dosing, but I just prefer to do it through the hydros, and like I said, I monitor the alk, and that's how I adjust the Alpha Reef if I notice the alk's getting too low. I think that's everything in here. But yeah, so I do have the Inkbird running everything. Kind of a mess. I need more room, to be honest. All right, so now the frag system. This is a Fiji Cube 57 gallon. It's 3 foot, 24 deep and 16 high, I believe. Like I said, it's running the same water as that, so kind of makes things easier, not having to test, more than one thing. But I'll just go through here, show you quick. I do have 2 XR15 G6 blues on here as well, so these are all the same lights. This also has 2 of the Blade Grows on here, the Hydros auto feeder. In the back, there's Hygger fans because, being in this little room, it does get pretty hot with all the lights and all the humidity, even running AC in the summertime. Nashville does get pretty hot. I do also have an air conditioner that I'll put in the window to kind of help out with things. But for flow in this tank, it has 2 Octopulse 2s in the back. They run off the Hydros wave engine as well. But this is kind of where I just grow stuff out. You can see the fish in the back. So I've got a Bourbonius anthias. These are Ignitus anthias. I did have 5 at one time. 1 went missing, 1 jumped out. I don't have a lid on this tank. I believe that's, I forget what kind of, it's like a Smith damsel or something. Traditional sailfin on here. Everything's hiding. Just a regular yellow fox face is in there. Of course, everything's gonna hide, but there is a really cool that I just got recently, is a hybrid powder blue tang. It's a hybrid mixed with a white cheek tang. I kind of like the rare fish. He's kind of hiding, but you can see him in there. A lot of people think he's just a powder brown, but if you look closely, you can tell he's different. As far as in here, like I said, I kind of grow stuff out, get some different gonies here. Green slimer, some digitata, some trumpet corals. Some of this stuff here, what I'll do is I'll let it grow, and then when it gets decent size, I'll try to find room for it in the tank, but I'm kind of running out of room in there. These are all just different zoas that I got as little frags that I kind of grow out. I forget the names of so many of them, but some mushrooms. Mushrooms never really do too good for me. I don't know why. I do have some cyano breaking out. I think it's because my algae turf scrubber went offline for a couple days when I was changing it out, because like I said, the one was leaking on me. But I'm not worried about it. It'll clear up. Not worried about it. Yeah, more zoas, all different kinds. Probably gonna get rid of some of the cheaper ones because I just don't have the space for them. And if I'm gonna grow them out, I want to be able to make some money on them. Like those are pretty nice. The strats I can probably frag up and make some money on. Oh, little Tamini tangs hiding in there. There's the powder powder blue hybrid thing. Over here, I've got more hammers and stuff. Holograms. So many different kinds. Some of these I paid a lot of money for. Like the guy told me they were hot mess variants and tricolors, and there's some grafted ones. So you can see it more. And this is, like I said, some of these are just cheap hammers, but a lot of them, what I'll do is I'll grow them out and either frag them, which I haven't done yet because everything's been growing, or I'll find a home for them in the big tank. Up here, some anemones kind of got going. There's a black widow, some rose, just some traditional bubble tips, and then there's two. I actually got them from Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater, because he's local here in Nashville. I believe they're Colorado sunburst. I have to look, or Nexus sunburst. I believe they're Colorado sunburst, which are pretty cool. They got a lot of color to them, but and yeah, like I said, there's nothing underneath this tank because it's tied into that one. So the only thing under here is a big, it's 29 gallon ATO. I hate filling ATOs. So I said, what can I fit under here? And I went to Petco and I got this. It was pretty cheap, 29 gallon, put a lid on it. And I fill that thing up once every couple weeks, I believe. And this thing does actually go through a lot of water because, like I said, based on what I calculate, it's around 180 gallons total system volume between everything. This tank here, this is kind of one I got. A guy was, he was getting out of the hobby for whatever reason. And I've done pretty well with this. I'll buy like people's whole setups, you know, if they're breaking down their tank, and kind of sell the stuff I don't want and then keep the stuff I do want. So after selling all the guys' other stuff, I'm kind of in this tank for next to nothing pretty much. It's not the nicest tank, but it is 100 gallon. It's actually the same dimensions as my other one. The 48, 24, and 20. So it's the same exact dimensions as my Innovative Marine. I don't even know the brand of this one. This one has internal overflow, which is different. For lighting, it has 2 4-foot blade grows, plenty of par. I've checked it on these. I've actually got them turned on right now because this tank is still fairly new. And I'm kind of just putting these in here as like a test to see how they do. This is just stuff I took out of my frag tank that I really don't have room for. But stuff I don't really care about too much. So just seeing how it does. For flow, these are 2 of the Jabal DMP 40s. I bought them a while ago, just to try them out. And the app sucks, but they get the job done. You know, and they haven't given me any trouble. And they were pretty cheap and reasonable, so I really can't complain about that. As far as fish in here, of course, they're all gonna hide. But obviously we've got a bunch of lyre tail Anthias. That's a Fiji male, so he's that cool purple. 1 spot fox face. So as you can tell, I do like fox faces. So I've got 1 spot here. In the frag tank, I've got just a regular fox face. But in my main tank, I've got the magnificent fox face. So I've actually got all 3. You can see that guy there, another gem tang. There is a Emperor Angel, a powder blue, gem tang. That big guy there is a hybrid Scopus black tang. A lot of times he just looks like a black tang. He's got the kind of shorter nose, so you can tell. You know, he doesn't have that long black tang snout. But like I said, I like a lot of the cool rare fish, you know, stuff that not everybody else has. So I had to jump on him when he was available. There is 4 yellow tangs in here. I had 5 at one time. They picked 1 off. After I had 5, there was 4, and they were great. They all got along, but for whatever reason, over the past month, these 3 decided they don't like the 4th one, and he kind of hangs out in the back. You can kind of see him back there. And he comes out for food and they immediately start. So I'm probably gonna have to take him out. But it, you know, eventually when I get a big tank one day, it'd be pretty cool to have 4 yellow tangs in there, you know, because they are cool when they school up. But like I said, that guy back there, they kind of bully him and he hides back there all day, which kind of sucks. Little baby hippo tang. A pair of storm clownfish. Whitetail bristletooth tangs, very cool. Molinarius wrasse. What else? Oh, there's 2 Bartlett's, Antheus. There was 5. They kind of picked each other off too. One jumped. I don't have a lid on this tank either, which is dumb of me. Powder blue, obviously. I think there's like 5 lyre tails, not including the Fiji male, which is pretty cool. I know there's stuff hiding in here too. Stuff hides as soon as I come up to the tank. Blonde Naso, which is pretty cool. A fish I always wanted. Looks like he has streamers coming in, but so hard to tell. Like I said, the angelfish is fish I always kind of wanted because it is cool when they go through their transition. But as of right now, none of these frags I really care about. But if he ever does start picking, I'll have to address it, I guess. But as of right now, he hasn't really bothered anything. Oh, blue jaw triggerfish, very cool fish. Highly recommend. I don't have a female in here, but a lot of people do sell them as a male and female pair. But he's been very cool. And like I said, a lot of these fish, I know I'm kind of overstocked here, but the plan when we move, I'm going to be getting at least an 8-foot tank. So all these fish in all 3 tanks are probably going to be consolidated. I'm still going to have a frag tank, but so all these fish will get moved into one system. As for the sump on this guy, so this one obviously is not tied into there, but I do have a Hydros launch on it, Inkbird. That's a 25 watt aqua UV, excuse the rat's nest. Like I said, we're gonna be moving in the next 6 months, so I really don't want to go crazy. This return pump is the Innovative Marine Mighty Jet XL that actually came with that tank, but when I upgraded it to the Varios 8, I had this as a spare, so I decided to use it on this tank. This is another Reef Octopus Regal skimmer. This is the 150, so same size as the other one, but this is the space saving model. So it has the pump inside, which is really cool. It works out well for these. BRS titanium heaters on here. I forgot that whole tank. This whole system is powered by BRS titanium. I think there's like a 600 watt and a 300 watt in there. And this one has, I believe, a 300 watt and a 200 watt. Red Sea 1200 roller mat on this one as well. Like I said, I hate filter socks. I like keeping everything clean. I'm a pretty busy guy, so when I come in here, I want to enjoy things. I don't want to be changing filter socks every other day, you know. Currently don't dose anything on this tank. Just do water changes because there's nothing in here really too crazy. But I do have a Ecotech Versa pump or dosing pump that I plan to put on here with some Alpha Reef, and then I would just dose Alpha Reef on this as well. It has a Innovative Marine, the 15-gallon ATO. I do use Aquaforest salt. I used to use Tropic Marin, which was great, but I just think it got a little expensive. So lots of guys talking about the Aquaforest, so I gave it a shot, and honestly, I don't notice anything different. I think it's like $50 less a bucket. You can get it on Chewy, which is nice, so it's like next day delivery. But yeah, this is this tank. Pretty simple system, like I said. Hydros launch, and lots of people probably don't believe I have all this stuff in one little room, but I'm a collector, so there's that. hybrid powder blue. Kind of hard to see, but pretty cool. But yeah, drop your questions. Oh, starry blenny in there too. And in here, there's an algae blenny. Oh, there he is. He likes to hide around a lot, but they're very cool fish as well. There's various shrimp and crabs in all the tanks as well. Starfish. I like to collect, as you can see. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Happy to answer any questions in the comments. If you're in the Nashville area, you're interested in coming to check out this fish room in person, I'd love to chat, love to show people the tanks and just talk reef stuff, because I don't really have many friends who do this. So let me know. Until then, I'll be updating again soon, because I do still have some fish and stuff I want. You know, like fish that I've had that didn't work out, like Bellis Angel that went missing. I had a blue star leopard wrasse that went missing. I had a radiant wrasse that went missing. So I kind of want to get all that stuff back again, and then I'll have a lot of the fish I want. But yeah, let me know if you guys got any questions. Peace.